Hello there and welcome to the Sleepy Station. I'm so very glad you found your way here tonight. This is a place of quiet. So, settle in now, won't you? Find that comfortable position, perhaps on your side, perhaps on your back, whatever feels most natural to you. Let your head sink gently into your pillow. Feel the weight of your body releasing into the softness beneath you. There's nothing you need to do right now, no tasks waiting, no messages requiring answers, just you and the gentle rhythm of your breathing, and my voice, here to guide you into peaceful slumber. Tonight, we're going to embark on a very special journey together, a journey across the vast, ancient landscapes of Africa, from the golden savannas where lions rest beneath acacia trees, to the dense, emerald rainforests where gorillas move like shadows through the mist, to the great rivers where hippos float like enormous contented boulders. I'm going to share with you 500 facts about the remarkable creatures who call this magnificent continent home. You don't need to remember any of them. You don't need to pay close attention. Simply let the words wash over you, like warm water, like a gentle breeze, like moonlight falling softly on still water. And whenever sleep comes to claim you, and it will come, simply let go. Surrender to it. That's what we're here for after all. So, and let it go. Very good, let us begin. The African elephant, you see, is the largest land animal on Earth, weighing up to 11 tons, roughly the same as 2 large trucks parked end to end. And that remarkable trunk of theirs contains over 40,000 muscles, yet no bones at all. It is, quite simply, the most versatile appendage in the animal kingdom. These gentle giants can smell water from 12 miles away, following invisible trails of moisture carried on the wind across the dry savanna. When a baby elephant is first born, it's quite blind, you know, and relies entirely on touch and smell to find its mother. And elephants are one of the few animals known to mourn their dead, returning to the bones of fallen family members, touching them gently with their trunks. It's rather moving, really, the way they stand there in silence, remembering. Now, the African lion sleeps for up to 20 hours a day, conserving energy in the scorching heat, waiting for the cool of evening to hunt. A lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away, a deep, rolling thunder that travels across the plains like a wave. It's the female lions, interestingly, who do approximately 90% of the hunting for their pride, working together in coordinated groups, while the males protect the territory. A lion's magnificent mane serves not only as protection during fights, but as a signal of health and vitality to potential mates. And lions are the only cats that live in social groups, called prides, which can contain up to 30 individuals. There's something rather comforting about that, isn't there? The idea of family, of belonging. Let your breathing slow now. Nice and easy. As we continue our journey, the giraffe, the tallest animal on Earth, can reach heights of nearly 6 meters, their necks alone measuring up to 2 meters long. Despite their extraordinary length, a giraffe's neck contains the same number of vertebrae as yours and mine, just 7. Each one simply much, much larger. A giraffe's heart weighs approximately 11 kilograms and must generate tremendous pressure to pump blood all the way up to its brain. When giraffes drink, they must splay their front legs awkwardly apart, making them vulnerable to predators in those brief moments. And no 2 giraffes have the same pattern of spots. Each one is as unique as a human fingerprint. Imagine that. Millions of giraffes across the ages, and not a single one quite like another. The zebra's stripes may serve to confuse predators, creating a dazzling optical illusion when the herd moves together as one. Recent research suggests zebra stripes may also deter biting flies, the pattern disrupting the insect's ability to land. Zebras can run at speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour, outpacing many of their predators over short distances. A group of zebras is called a dazzle, which seems rather appropriate, doesn't it? And zebras sleep standing up, like horses, ready to flee at the first sign of danger. Your eyelids may be growing heavy now, and that's perfectly all right. Let them rest if they wish. The African buffalo is considered one of the most dangerous animals on the continent, responsible for more human fatalities than lions. Buffalo live in herds that can number in the hundreds, finding safety in their collective vigilance and strength. When threatened, buffalo have been known to circle around their young, forming a protective wall of horns and muscle. A buffalo's horns continue growing throughout its life, eventually fusing together at the base to form a solid shield called a boss. And buffalo have excellent memories. They've been observed seeking revenge on lions that previously attacked their herd. They remember. The wildebeest, also called the gnu, undertakes one of the greatest migrations on Earth. Over 1 million individuals moving in a vast, flowing river of life. During the Great Migration, wildebeest travel nearly 2,000 kilometers, following the rains and the fresh grass they bring. Approximately 250,000 wildebeest calves are born each year, most within a 3-week window, flooding the predators with more prey than they can possibly consume. A newborn wildebeest can stand within minutes of birth and run with the herd within hours. Survival demands nothing less. Wildebeest are surprisingly vocal creatures, their distinctive calls echoing across the plains like a chorus of contentment. Can you hear them now? In your mind's eye, that gentle lowing, drifting across the grasslands. The cheetah is the fastest land animal, capable of reaching speeds of 120 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds. Unlike other big cats, cheetahs cannot roar. Instead, they chirp, purr, and make high-pitched yelping sounds. A cheetah's claws do not fully retract, providing extra grip, like the spikes on a sprinter's shoes. Cheetahs have a success rate of only about 50% on their hunts. Speed alone is not always enough. The black tear marks running down a cheetah's face may help reduce glare from the sun, like the eye black worn by athletes. Such elegant creatures, built for speed, for grace, for the wind. Let yourself drift now, like a leaf on a gentle stream. The spotted hyena has the strongest bite force relative to its size of any mammal, capable of crushing bone with ease. Despite their reputation as scavengers, hyenas actually hunt for most of their food. Lions steal from them more often than the reverse. Hyena clans are matriarchal, led by a dominant female, and females outrank all males in the social hierarchy. Hyenas are remarkably intelligent, solving problems and cooperating in ways that rival primates. The eerie laughing call of the hyena is actually a sign of nervousness or submission, not amusement. How often things are not quite what they seem in the animal kingdom and in life. The African wild dog, also called the painted wolf, has one of the highest hunting success rates of any predator, approximately 80%. Wild dogs hunt cooperatively, taking turns chasing prey until it collapses from exhaustion. After a successful hunt, wild dogs regurgitate food for pups and pack members who stayed behind, a remarkable display of altruism. Each wild dog has a unique coat pattern. No two are ever alike. Sadly, African wild dogs are endangered, with fewer than 7,000 individuals remaining in the wild. But conservation efforts continue, and there is hope. There is always hope. The warthog, despite its fierce appearance, is primarily a grazer, using its tusks mainly for defense and digging. Warthogs often reverse into their burrows, so their tusks face outward toward any approaching predator. When fleeing danger, warthogs hold their tails straight up like little flags, possibly helping family members stay together. Warthogs are surprisingly fast runners, reaching speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. The name warthog comes from the protective, wart-like bumps on their faces, which cushion blows during fights. Rather clever, really, nature's own padding. You're doing so well. Just continue to breathe, slowly, gently, in and out. Now let us drift toward the waterways, where different creatures make their home, where the air is cooler and the sounds are softer. The hippopotamus spends up to 16 hours a day submerged in water, keeping its sensitive skin cool and protected from the sun. Despite their aquatic lifestyle, hippos cannot actually swim. They walk along the bottom of rivers and lakes, pushing off the riverbed. Hippos can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes, surfacing automatically even while asleep. Imagine that. Then sinking back down into that cool, quiet world. A hippo's yawn is not a sign of tiredness, but a display of dominance, showing off those enormous teeth. Hippo teeth can grow up to 50 centimeters long and are made of ivory even denser than elephant tusks. Hippos are responsible for more human deaths in Africa than any other large animal. They are highly territorial and surprisingly fast on land. On land, hippos can reach speeds of 30 kilometers per hour, easily outrunning most humans. Baby hippos are born underwater and must swim to the surface for their first breath. Their very first moment of life is a journey upward, toward the light, toward the air. Hippos secrete a reddish substance, sometimes called blood sweat, which actually acts as a natural sunscreen and antibiotic. And hippos are most closely related to whales and dolphins, sharing a common ancestor that lived 55 million years ago. The connections in nature are so unexpected, so wonderful. The Nile crocodile is one of the largest reptiles on Earth, some individuals reaching 6 meters in length. Crocodiles have remained virtually unchanged for over 80 million years. They are living dinosaurs, really. A crocodile's bite force is the strongest of any animal, measured at over 16,000 newtons. Yet the muscles to open their jaws are remarkably weak. Crocodiles cannot chew. They must tear their food into pieces or swallow it whole. Mother crocodiles are remarkably gentle with their young, carrying hatchlings to water in their powerful jaws. Those same jaws that can crush bone, cradling tiny babies with the tenderness of any loving parent. Crocodiles communicate through a variety of sounds, including bellows, hisses, and even infrasonic vibrations. Young crocodiles eat insects, frogs, and small fish, gradually moving to larger prey as they grow. Crocodiles can go for months without eating, slowing their metabolism to an almost suspended state. The crocodile's eyes, ears, and nostrils are positioned on top of its head, allowing it to remain almost completely submerged while still aware of its surroundings. Crocodile tears are real, you know. They produce tears to lubricate their eyes while eating, though not from emotion. The phrase we use comes from this very phenomenon, observed centuries ago by puzzled travelers. Your body is growing heavier now, sinking deeper into your bed. And that's exactly as it should be. The African soft-shell turtle has a leathery shell rather than a hard one, giving it flexibility and speed in the water. Monitor lizards patrol the riverbanks, feeding on fish, eggs, and carrion with equal enthusiasm. The African fish eagle has a call so distinctive, it has become known as the voice of Africa. If you've ever watched a documentary about this continent, you've heard that call, piercing and wild and free. Fish eagles mate for life, returning to the same nest year after year, adding to it until it becomes enormous. Some nests have been used for decades, growing larger with each passing season, monuments to enduring partnership. The shoebill stork stands motionless for hours, waiting with infinite patience for a lungfish to surface. There's something almost meditative about the shoebill. That absolute stillness, that perfect concentration, that willingness to simply wait. The shoebill's massive bill can clamp down with enough force to decapitate its prey. A surprisingly violent act from such a still creature. African tigerfish have teeth so sharp, they have been known to catch birds in flight from the water's surface. The lungfish can survive out of water for years, burrowing into mud and entering a state of suspended animation. When the rains return, sometimes years later, they emerge. As if waking from a very long sleep, papyrus reeds along African rivers provide crucial habitat for countless birds, frogs, and small mammals. The Okavango Delta is one of the world's largest inland deltas, flooding seasonally to create a paradise of waterways and islands. African manatees are shy, gentle creatures, grazing on underwater vegetation in quiet rivers and estuaries. Unlike their American cousins, African manatees are rarely seen, preferring murky waters and dense vegetation. The African clawless otter is the largest otter species in Africa, with hands remarkably similar to human hands, lacking only the webbing. Otters are playful throughout their lives, sliding down mud banks and wrestling with siblings well into adulthood. There's a lesson there, perhaps, in the otters, about the importance of play, of joy, of not taking life too seriously. The spotted-necked otter is smaller and more social, living in groups of up to 20 individuals. Hammerkop birds build enormous nests, sometimes 2 meters wide, decorated with bones, shells, and all manner of found objects. Local folklore says the hammerkop's nest brings misfortune to anyone who disturbs it, providing protection through superstition. The Goliath heron is the largest heron in the world, standing nearly 1.5 meters tall. Goliath herons are solitary hunters, standing like statues in shallow water, waiting for fish to swim within striking distance. The African jacana has enormously long toes, allowing it to walk on lily pads without sinking, earning it the nickname Jesus bird, incubating eggs and raising chicks while females defend territory. The pied kingfisher hovers above water like a helicopter, then plunges down headfirst to catch fish. It is the only kingfisher capable of sustained hovering, a remarkable feat of avian engineering. African skimmers fly just above the water's surface, their lower mandibles slicing through the water to catch fish. Skimmers have the largest pupils of any bird relative to their body size, helping them hunt at dawn and dusk. The Nile perch can grow to 2 meters in length and has dramatically altered the ecology of Lake Victoria since its introduction. 100 facts now, drifting past like leaves on a river. You don't need to count them, just let them carry you downstream towards sleep. Cichlid fish in African lakes have evolved into hundreds of species, each adapted to a slightly different ecological niche. Some cichlids are mouth brooders, carrying their eggs and young in their mouths for protection. The electric catfish of African rivers can generate shocks of up to 400 volts, enough to stun prey and deter predators. The African tilapia has been farmed for over 4,000 years, making it one of humanity's oldest aquaculture species. Now let us venture into the rainforest, where the air grows thick and humid, where green light filters through endless leaves, where ancient creatures move through the mist. The mountain gorilla lives high in the misty forests of Central Africa, where temperatures can drop near freezing at night. There are fewer than 1,000 mountain gorillas remaining in the wild, making them critically endangered. Gorillas share approximately 98% of their DNA with humans. We are, quite literally, family. A silverback gorilla can weigh over 200 kilograms, yet eats an almost entirely vegetarian diet. The name silverback comes from the saddle of grey hair that develops on mature males' backs, a sign of age and dominance. Who makes all decisions about where to eat, sleep, and travel. Baby gorillas ride on their mothers' backs until they are about 3 years old, clinging on as she moves through the forest. Gorillas build new sleeping nests every night, bending branches and leaves into comfortable platforms. Despite their enormous strength, gorillas are gentle creatures, rarely aggressive unless protecting their family. Gorillas communicate through a complex vocabulary of sounds, including grunts, barks, and even singing during meals. Imagine that. Gorillas singing as they eat, content and peaceful in the green twilight of the forest. The chimpanzee is our closest living relative, sharing over 98% of our genetic code. Chimpanzees use tools, fashioning sticks to fish for termites and stones to crack open nuts. Different chimpanzee communities have different cultures, with tool use techniques passed down through generations. Chimpanzees can learn sign language, and some individuals have vocabularies of over 300 words. Like humans, chimpanzees experience a range of emotions, including joy, grief, anger, and affection. Chimpanzees greet each other with hugs, kisses, and hand-holding. Physical contact is essential to their social bonds. A chimpanzee's strength is estimated to be 4 to 5 times that of a human, despite their smaller size. Chimpanzees hunt cooperatively, sometimes pursuing monkeys through the treetops with remarkable coordination. Young chimpanzees play games remarkably similar to human children, chasing, tickling, and wrestling for hours. Chimpanzees can remember the faces of other individuals for decades, maintaining relationships across vast stretches of time. The bonobo, sometimes called the pygmy chimpanzee, lives only in the Democratic Republic of Congo, south of the Congo River. Bonobos are known for their peaceful, matriarchal societies, where conflicts are often resolved through affection rather than aggression. Female bonobos form strong alliances, working together to keep male aggression in check. Bonobos walk upright more often than any other great ape, giving them an almost human gait at times. The Congo River acts as a natural barrier. Bonobos never evolved to swim, and the river has separated them from chimpanzees for millions of years. Your breathing has become so soft now, so peaceful. You're doing beautifully. The mandrill is the world's largest monkey. Adult males can weigh over 30 kilograms. Male mandrills have brilliantly colored faces, the blue and red patterns becoming more vivid with higher social status. This coloration is produced by structural coloration, the same phenomenon that creates the blue of a butterfly's wing. Mandrills live in enormous groups called hordes, which can contain over 800 individuals. Despite their fierce appearance, mandrills are primarily fruit eaters, spending much of their day foraging on the forest floor. The colobus monkey is distinguished by its beautiful black and white coat, which flows like a cloak as it leaps between branches. Colobus monkeys lack thumbs, an adaptation that makes their hands into perfect hooks for swinging through trees. Baby colobus monkeys are born pure white, gradually developing their adult coloration over the first few months. The red colobus monkey is highly endangered, hunted by both humans and chimpanzees for food. The crowned monkey gets its name from the hall of hair on its head, resembling a tiny crown. The African golden cat is one of the most elusive cats in the world. Rarely photographed and little understood, golden cats can vary in color from gray to bright reddish gold, depending on their habitat and genetics. The leopard is the most adaptable of the big cats, found in rainforests, savannas, mountains, and even near cities. Leopards are solitary and secretive, hunting primarily at night and dragging kills into trees to protect them from scavengers. A leopard's rosette patterns are unique to each individual, like fingerprints. The African forest elephant is smaller than its savanna cousin, with straighter, downward-pointing tusks adapted for navigating dense vegetation. Forest elephants are important seed dispersers. Many rainforest trees depend on them to spread their seeds. It is now recognized as a separate species from the savanna elephant, after genetic studies revealed significant differences. The bongo is the largest and most colorful of the forest antelopes, with striking chestnut coats marked by white stripes. Bongos are incredibly shy, rarely seen despite their size, and almost never photographed in the wild. The Okapi, found only in the Congo, was unknown to science until 1901, when it was dubbed the African unicorn. Despite their striped legs, Okapis are most closely related to giraffes, not zebras. An okapi's tongue is so long, it can lick its own eyelids and ears clean. Okapis are solitary animals, marking their territories with tar-like secretions from glands on their feet. The rainforests of Africa contain thousands of species yet unknown to science, secrets still waiting to be discovered. 150 facts now, floating through the green twilight of the rainforest. Your eyelids may be growing heavy. That's perfectly all right. Let them rest if they wish. My voice will continue, a gentle companion through the night. Now we journey to the desert and the dry lands, where life finds a way despite the harshest conditions, where survivors thrive against all odds. The Sahara Desert is the largest hot desert on Earth, covering an area roughly the size of the United States. Despite its harsh reputation, the Sahara is home to over 500 species of plants and many hundreds of animals. Help dissipate heat and detect prey moving underground. Fennec foxes can survive without drinking water, obtaining all their moisture from the food they eat. Their feet are covered in thick fur, protecting them from the scorching sand like natural sandals. The dromedary camel can drink over 100 liters of water in just 10 minutes, then survive for weeks without another drink. A camel's hump contains fat, not water, providing energy reserves during long journeys across the desert. Camels can close their nostrils completely, keeping out sand during fierce desert storms. Their double row of eyelashes serves the same purpose, a natural filter against the blowing grit. Camels have been domesticated for over 3,000 years, making long-distance desert travel possible for humans. The Addax antelope is one of the rarest mammals on Earth, critically endangered, with fewer than 100 remaining in the wild. Addax can change the color of their coat seasonally, white in summer to reflect heat, darker in winter. They are so well adapted to desert life. They can survive without drinking water for years if necessary. The scimitar-horned oryx once roamed the Sahara in vast herds. Now declared extinct in the wild, though captive breeding programs continue. Oryx can detect rainfall from vast distances, migrating hundreds of kilometers to find fresh vegetation. The Dorcas gazelle is one of the smallest gazelles, weighing only 15 to 20 kilograms. Dorcas gazelles rarely drink water, instead extracting moisture from the plants they eat. They can shrink their heart and liver during drought, reducing their metabolic needs to survive. The sand cat is the only cat species adapted for true desert living, with fur-covered paws and a tolerance for extreme temperatures. Sand cats are so well camouflaged, they seem to disappear against the desert floor. They are expert burrowers, escaping the midday heat in underground dens and emerging only at night. The Saharan silver ant is one of the most heat-tolerant animals on Earth, foraging when surface temperatures exceed 60 degrees Celsius. Silver ants have evolved special reflective hairs, bouncing away solar radiation like tiny mirrors. They time their foraging to be as brief as possible, just minutes above ground before the heat becomes lethal. The deathstalker scorpion is one of the most venomous scorpions. Yet its venom has potential medical applications. Scorpions glow under ultraviolet light, for reasons scientists still don't fully understand. Desert locusts can form swarms of billions of individuals, stripping landscapes bare in hours. A single swarm can consume the same amount of food in one day. As 35,000 humans, the Namib desert beetle harvests water from fog, tilting its body so droplets roll down into its mouth. This beetle's shell has inspired water collection technology, biomimicry at its finest. The Cape ground squirrel uses its bushy tail as a parasol, providing portable shade in the relentless sun. Meerkats live in cooperative groups called mobs, taking turns standing guard while others forage. Sentinel meerkats give different alarm calls for different predators. Aerial threats sound different from ground-based ones. Baby meerkats are taught to eat scorpions by adults, who first remove the stingers before presenting them as food. Meerkats are immune to certain venoms, allowing them to eat creatures that would kill other animals their size. 200 facts now. Carried on the warm breath of the desert wind. Feel how soft your breathing has become. Feel how still your body is. You are safe here, wrapped in the quiet of the night. The aardvark is a solitary, nocturnal creature, with a name that means earth pig in Afrikaans. Aardvarks can dig faster than several humans with shovels, their powerful claws moving soil at remarkable speed. They close their nostrils while digging, preventing dirt from entering their airways. An aardvark's tongue can be up to 30 centimeters long and sticky enough to capture thousands of termites per night. Aardvark burrows provide shelter for many other species, including warthogs, porcupines, and pythons. The spring hare, despite its name, is not a hare but a rodent, with powerful back legs like a tiny kangaroo. Spring hares can leap 3 meters in a single bound, escaping predators with explosive speed. The bat-eared fox has enormous ears, which can detect beetle larvae moving underground. Unlike most foxes, bat-eared foxes eat primarily insects, especially harvester termites. Their teeth are smaller than typical fox teeth, adapted for crunching exoskeletons rather than tearing meat. The black-backed jackal is one of the oldest canid species, virtually unchanged for millions of years. Jackals mate for life, pairs working together to raise their pups and defend their territory. The brown hyena is a specialist of the Kalahari Desert, surviving on a diet of carrion, eggs, and fruit. Brown hyenas can travel 50 kilometers in a single night, searching for food in their harsh environment. It receives enough rainfall to support grasslands and scattered trees. Now let us turn our eyes to the sky, where birds of every color and size make their home. Africa is home to over 2,300 species of birds, from tiny sunbirds to the enormous ostrich. The ostrich is the largest bird on Earth, standing up to 2.5 meters tall. Ostrich eggs are the largest of any bird. A single egg can weigh up to 2 kilograms. Despite their size, ostriches are remarkably fast, reaching speeds of 70 kilometers per hour. An ostrich's kick is powerful enough to kill a lion. They are not as defenseless as they appear. The secretary bird is a raptor that hunts on foot, stomping snakes to death with its powerful legs. Its name may come from the quill-like feathers on its head, resembling the pens once tucked behind secretary's ears. Secretary birds can strike with a force 5 times their body weight, delivered in just 15 milliseconds. They mate for life, and pairs perform elaborate dances together, soaring and swooping in unison. The martial eagle is Africa's largest eagle, capable of taking prey as large as small antelopes. The crowned eagle is considered the most powerful eagle in Africa, specializing in hunting monkeys in the forest canopy. African fish eagles have a distinctive white head and chestnut belly, and a call that echoes across every lake and river. Their cry is so iconic, it has been used in countless films, often mislabeled as an American bald eagle. The bateleur eagle gets its name from the French word for tightrope walker, due to its distinctive rocking flight. Bateleurs have almost no tail, giving them a unique silhouette against the African sky. 250 facts. We are halfway through our journey now, but there's no need to mark the passing. Time moves differently here in the quiet. Let it flow around you like warm water. The African grey parrot is considered one of the most intelligent birds, capable of learning hundreds of words and using them in context. Alex, a famous African grey, could count identify colors, and even express emotions, redefining our understanding of avian intelligence. Lovebirds are small parrots native to Africa, known for their strong pair bonds and affectionate behavior. They carry nesting material tucked into their feathers, creating tiny bundles to transport back to their nest sites. The lilac-breasted roller is considered one of the most beautiful birds in the world, with plumage of at least 8 different colors. Rollers get their name from their acrobatic courtship displays, rolling and tumbling through the air. The superb starling lives up to its name, iridescent blues and oranges shimmering in the sunlight. Starlings are highly social, roosting in enormous flocks that create swirling patterns called murmurations. The oxpecker has a unique relationship with large mammals, eating ticks and parasites from their skin. In return, oxpeckers also serve as an alarm system, alerting their hosts to approaching danger. The hammerkop, mentioned earlier, is believed by some cultures to be a messenger of the spirits, its nest a place of mystery. The shoebill can stand motionless for hours, a feat of patience that rivals any predator. Its prehistoric appearance has earned it comparisons to dinosaurs. And indeed, birds are dinosaurs' living descendants. The African jacana's enormous feet distribute its weight so evenly, it appears to walk on water. The saddle-billed stork is one of the tallest and most colorful storks, with a massive red and black bill. The marabou stork is sometimes called the undertaker bird, due to its hunched posture and black coloring. Despite their grim appearance, marabous play a vital ecological role, cleaning up carrion and waste. The ground hornbill is one of the largest hornbills, and one of the longest-lived, surviving over 60 years. Ground hornbills are cooperative breeders, with older offspring helping to raise younger siblings. Their booming calls carry for kilometers, a deep, resonant sound that echoes across the bush. The red-billed quelea is the most numerous wild bird on Earth. Flocks can number in the millions. A single flock can consume tons of grain in a day, making them a serious agricultural pest. The weaver bird constructs intricate nests from grass, the male building elaborate structures to attract females. Females inspect nests critically and often reject those that don't meet their standards. The sociable weaver builds enormous communal nests, sometimes housing over 100 families in a single structure. These nests can be used for over a century, with generations adding to and maintaining them. The grey go-away bird is named for its call, which sounds remarkably like go away. Go-away birds are known for alerting other animals to predators, making them both helpful and frustrating for hunters. The common bulbul is one of the most widespread birds in Africa. Found in gardens, forests, and savannas alike, bulbuls are accomplished singers, their cheerful songs greeting the dawn across the continent. The African penguin lives along the southern coast. Far from the Antarctic cold we associate with penguins, they are sometimes called jackass penguins for their loud, donkey-like braying calls. African penguins mate for life, returning to the same nesting site year after year. Populations have declined dramatically due to overfishing and oil spills along their habitat. Conservation efforts are ongoing, with rehabilitation centers helping injured penguins return to the wild. There is always hope. Always people working to protect what remains. 300 facts now. 300 small treasures gathered from across the continent. You're doing so well. Just continue to rest, continue to breathe. Sleep is very close now. I can feel it drawing near. Now let us explore the smaller wonders, the insects, reptiles, and hidden life that make up the fabric of Africa's ecosystems. Africa is home to over 100,000 species of insects, many still unknown to science. The termite mounds of Africa can reach heights of 9 meters, towering structures of remarkable engineering. Inside, termites maintain constant temperature and humidity. Using sophisticated ventilation systems, some termite species cultivate fungus gardens, farming their food just as humans do. The queen termite can live for 50 years, longer than many mammals. Dung beetles roll balls of dung many times their own weight, using the stars to navigate in straight lines. They were sacred to ancient Egyptians, who saw in their behavior a symbol of the sun's daily journey. Dung beetles are essential to ecosystem health, recycling nutrients and reducing parasite loads. The Goliath beetle is one of the heaviest insects. Adults can weigh over 100 grams. Despite their bulk, they can fly, their wings hidden beneath hardened wing cases. The African driver ant forms colonies of over 20 million individuals, moving in vast raiding columns. When they march, everything in their path must flee or be consumed. Despite their ferocity, driver ants are beneficial, clearing areas of pests and vermin. Some traditional communities actually welcome their passage, allowing them to clean homes of cockroaches and mice. The praying mantis is a patient predator, waiting motionless until prey comes within reach. Female mantises are infamous for sometimes eating their mates, though this occurs less often than popularly believed. The African moon moth has a wingspan of up to 17 centimeters, making it one of the largest moths in the world. Adult moon moths have no mouths, living only to reproduce before dying within days. The African honeybee is more defensive than European varieties, earning the nickname killer bee. Despite their reputation, they are essential pollinators and produce excellent honey. The chameleon is perhaps the most remarkable reptile, capable of changing color, rotating its eyes independently, and shooting its tongue at lightning speed. A chameleon's tongue can be twice its body length and accelerates faster than a fighter jet. Contrary to popular belief, chameleons change color primarily to communicate, not to camouflage. Bright colors signal aggression or readiness to mate, while darker tones indicate submission or stress. Madagascar, off Africa's coast, is home to over half of all chameleon species, including the tiny Bruxia, small enough to sit on a matchstick. The Nile monitor is one of the largest lizards in Africa, second only to the Komodo dragon globally. Monitors are excellent swimmers and climbers, equally at home in trees, on the ground, or in water. They are intelligent reptiles, capable of counting, as demonstrated in laboratory studies. The rock python is Africa's largest snake, reaching lengths of over 6 meters. Pythons kill by constriction, squeezing until their prey's heart can no longer beat. The black mamba is the fastest snake in the world, capable of moving at 20 kilometers per hour. Its name comes not from its skin, which is gray, but from the black interior of its mouth, displayed when threatened. Black mamba venom is extremely potent. Without antivenom, bites are almost always fatal. The puff adder is responsible for more snakebite fatalities in Africa than any other species, due to its wide distribution and excellent camouflage. Unlike many snakes that flee, puff adders rely on their camouflage, remaining still until accidentally stepped on. The boomslang is a rear-fanged snake, its venom preventing blood from clotting. Despite its potent venom, the boomslang is shy and bites are rare. The gaboon viper has the longest fangs of any snake, up to 5 centimeters in length. It also produces more venom per bite than any other snake, yet is remarkably docile and less disturbed. The Egyptian cobra was the symbol of royalty in ancient Egypt, depicted on the pharaoh's crowns. The pancake tortoise has a flat, flexible shell, allowing it to squeeze into rock crevices for protection. Leopard tortoises can live for over 100 years, outliving most other animals in their habitat. The African helmeted turtle is known for its musky smell, a defense mechanism against predators. The flap-necked chameleon is one of the most common chameleons in Africa. found across sub-Saharan regions. The Agama lizard is common throughout Africa, males displaying brilliant blues and oranges during mating season. Agamas do push-ups to communicate, the movements signaling territorial claims or courtship. The African gecko can walk on vertical surfaces and even upside down, using millions of tiny hairs on its feet. These hairs create molecular attraction, a force called van der Waals forces. The skink family is diverse in Africa, with species ranging from burrowers to climbers. Many skinks give birth to live young, a rare trait among reptiles. 350 facts. Drifting like kelp in gentle currents. Let yourself drift with them. There's no need to hold on. Just let the rhythm of the words carry you deeper and deeper into rest. Now we turn to where Africa meets the sea, the coastlines and oceans that border this vast continent. Africa's coastline stretches for over 30,000 kilometers, from the Mediterranean to the Cape of Good Hope and around to the Red Sea. The waters off South Africa host one of the greatest wildlife spectacles on Earth, the annual sardine run. Billions of sardines move along the coast, pursued by sharks, dolphins, whales, and diving birds. The Cape fur seal is found in large colonies along the southern African coast, some colonies numbering over 100,000 individuals. Seal pups are born on land, but within weeks they learn to swim and hunt. Great white sharks patrol these waters, attracted by the abundance of seals. South Africa is one of the best places in the world to see great white sharks, though their numbers have declined in recent years. The whale shark, the largest fish in the ocean, visits African waters seasonally. Filter feeding on plankton and small fish, whale sharks can grow to over 12 meters in length. Yet they are gentle giants, posing no threat to humans. The manta ray glides through African seas like an underwater bird, wingspans reaching up to 7 meters. Manta rays are intelligent creatures, one of the few fish that recognize themselves in mirrors. The humpback whale migrates along Africa's coasts, traveling from Antarctic feeding grounds to tropical breeding waters. Humpback songs can last for hours, complex, evolving melodies that travel vast distances through the ocean. The southern right whale was named by whalers, who considered it the right whale to hunt due to its slow speed and buoyant blubber. Today, southern right whales are protected, and their populations are slowly recovering. Bottlenose dolphins are common along African coasts, living in social groups called pods. Dolphins communicate using clicks, whistles, and body language. Each individual may have its own signature whistle. The spinner dolphin gets its name from its acrobatic leaps, spinning multiple times before splashing back into the water. Dugongs, relatives of manatees, live in the warm waters off East Africa, grazing on seagrass meadows. They are sometimes called sea cows, gentle, slow-moving creatures increasingly threatened by habitat loss. The leatherback turtle is the largest turtle in the world and nests on African beaches. Leatherbacks can dive to depths of over 1,000 meters, the deepest of any turtle. Their shells are not hard like other turtles, but covered in leathery skin. The green turtle is also found along African coasts, named for the color of its fat, not its shell. Sea turtles return to the exact beach where they were born to lay their eggs, navigating across thousands of kilometers. The hawksbill turtle has a beautiful shell, tragically making it a target for the illegal wildlife trade. Hawksbills are important for coral reef health, eating sponges that would otherwise outcompete corals. The loggerhead turtle has powerful jaws, capable of crushing hard-shelled prey like crabs and mollusks. Coral reefs fringe much of Africa's tropical coastline, biodiversity hotspots rivaling rainforests. Reefs are built by tiny coral polyps, their calcium carbonate skeletons accumulating over thousands of years. The clownfish, famous from film, lives among anemones in African waters, protected by mucus from the anemone's stings. The moray eel lurks in reef crevices, its second set of jaws pulling prey back into its throat. The parrotfish eats coral and excretes sand, contributing significantly to tropical beach formation. A single parrotfish can produce over 100 kilograms of sand per year. The coelacanth, once thought extinct for 65 million years, was rediscovered off South Africa in 1938, a living fossil. Coelacanths have fleshy, lobed fins, hinting at the evolutionary transition from fish to land animals. They can live for over 100 years, among the longest-lived fish known. The ocean sunfish occasionally visits African waters, a bizarre creature that is the heaviest bony fish, weighing up to 2 tons. Despite their size, sunfish eat primarily jellyfish. The blue-ringed octopus, though small, carries enough venom to kill multiple humans. Capable of solving puzzles and using tools, the mantis shrimp has the most complex eyes in the animal kingdom, seeing wavelengths invisible to humans. It also delivers one of the fastest punches in nature, striking with the force of a bullet. The Portuguese man-o-war drifts in African waters, not a single organism, but a colony of specialized individuals. Its tentacles can trail for over 30 meters, delivering painful stings to anything they touch. The sea slug comes in extraordinary colors and shapes, some incorporating stinging cells from their prey for their own defense. Nudibranchs, or sea slugs, are found in virtually every ocean environment, including African waters. The Mozambique Channel is a biodiversity hotspot, hosting unique species found nowhere else. Seagrass meadows along African coasts store carbon, helping mitigate climate change while supporting marine life. The oceans surrounding Africa remain largely unexplored. Countless species await discovery in the deep. 400 facts now. 400 stars in the African night. You are floating among them. Safe, warm, drifting. Sleep is all around you now, ready to embrace you fully. When the sun sets over Africa, a different world awakens. The night belongs to the specialists. The aardwolf, a small relative of the hyena, feeds almost exclusively on termites, lapping up to 300,000 per night. Unlike hyenas, aardwolves have weak jaws and teeth, adapted for their soft, abundant prey. Coming together only during mating season. The largest relative to body size of any cat. These ears can detect rodents moving underground, and the serval pounces with remarkable accuracy. Servals have the highest hunting success rate of any cat, approximately 50% compared to lions' 20%. The caracal is another African cat active at night, known for its tufted ears and incredible jumping ability. Caracals can leap 3 meters into the air, snatching birds in flight. The African wildcat is the ancestor of the domestic cat, first tamed in the Near East over 10,000 years ago. The genet looks like a cross between a cat and a ferret, though it's related to neither. Genets are agile climbers, hunting birds, rodents, and insects in the trees. The African civet produces a musky secretion called civetone, historically used in perfume production. The honey badger, despite its name, is a fearless generalist, eating everything from snakes to beehives. Honey badgers have been known to fight off lions, their loose skin allowing them to twist and bite even when held. They are one of the most intelligent animals in Africa, using tools and solving problems. The bush baby, or galago, has enormous eyes, adapted for seeing in near total darkness. Bush babies can leap several meters between branches, using their long tails for balance. Their calls at night are hauntingly human, earning them their common name. The poto moves slowly and deliberately through the forest canopy, its toxic bite a unique defense. Potos have special blood vessels in their wrists and ankles. allowing them to grip branches for hours without fatigue. The pangolin is one of the most trafficked animals on Earth. Hunted for its scales and meat, pangolin scales are made of keratin, the same substance as human fingernails. When threatened, pangolins roll into a tight ball, their scales forming armor. A pangolin's tongue can be longer than its body, reaching deep into ant and termite nests. The spotted eagle owl is one of Africa's most common owls, found from city parks to remote wilderness. Owls can rotate their heads up to 270 degrees, compensating for eyes that cannot move. The Pell's fishing owl specializes in catching fish, diving into water from its riverside perch. Verreaux's eagle owl is Africa's largest owl, with a wingspan of over 1.5 meters. Nightjars are masters of camouflage, their mottled plumage making them nearly invisible on the ground. They catch insects in flight, their wide mouths acting like nets. Fruit bats are essential pollinators in African ecosystems. Many plants depend on them for reproduction. Flying foxes, large fruit bats, can have wingspans exceeding 1 meter. Insectivorous bats use echolocation, emitting ultrasonic calls and listening for echoes to navigate and hunt. Some African bats eat fish, swooping down to snatch them from the water's surface. The spring hare, mentioned earlier, emerges at night to feed, its powerful back legs carrying it in long bounds. The Cape porcupine is the largest rodent in Africa, covered in quills up to 50 centimeters long. Contrary to myth, porcupines cannot shoot their quills, but they can drive them into predators who approach too closely. The African crested porcupine rattles its quills as a warning, a sound that makes most predators think twice. Leopards are primarily nocturnal, using darkness to hunt and their spots for camouflage in dappled moonlight. Lions are often active at night, the darkness helping them approach prey undetected. Hyenas are most active after dark, their haunting calls echoing across the plains. The side-striped jackal prefers more forested areas and is more nocturnal than its black-backed cousin. African wild dogs occasionally hunt at night, particularly during full moons when visibility improves. The African civet marks territories with scent posts, leaving messages for others of its kind. Fireflies create magical displays in African grasslands. Their bioluminescence, a chemical reaction used for courtship. Glowworms, the larvae of certain beetles, also produce light, attracting prey into sticky threads. The African night sky, far from light pollution, reveals the Milky Way in stunning clarity, a backdrop for nature's nocturnal drama. Many nocturnal animals have a reflective layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum, which is why their eyes glow in torchlight. The night in Africa is never truly silent. A symphony of calls, rustles, and movements fills the darkness. 450 facts. 450 small wonders. Sleep is so close now. Let it come. Let it embrace you. Now let us speak of the unusual and extraordinary. Africa's strangest creatures. The ones that seem almost too remarkable to be real. The naked mole rat is one of the strangest mammals on Earth. Hairless, nearly blind, and living in colonies like insects. They are one of only 2 species of eusocial mammals, with a queen who does all the breeding. Naked mole rats are resistant to cancer, and scientists study them for insights into human health. They feel almost no pain from acid or burns, unique adaptations to their underground environment. Naked mole rats can run backwards as fast as forwards, essential in their narrow tunnel systems. The eye, found in Madagascar, has a skeletal middle finger, used to tap on trees and extract grubs. It is the world's largest nocturnal primate, and is considered a bad omen in some local cultures. The fossa is Madagascar's largest predator, a cat-like creature that is actually related to the mongoose. Fossas are agile climbers, hunting lemurs through the forest canopy. The tenrec family of Madagascar includes species that resemble hedgehogs, shrews, and even otters. An example of convergent evolution. The streaked tenrec can produce sound by rubbing special quills together, possibly for communication in darkness. The giraffe weevil has an enormously long neck. Males use it to fight over females. It is found only in Madagascar, a testament to the island's unique evolutionary history. The baobab tree, called the upside-down tree, is a keystone species, its trunk storing thousands of liters of water. Baobabs can live for over 2,000 years, some of the oldest organisms on the planet. Elephants eat baobab bark during droughts, sometimes destroying trees that have stood for millennia. The welwitschia plant of the Namib Desert can live for over 1,000 years and only ever produces 2 leaves. These leaves grow continuously, becoming torn and weathered over centuries. The corpse flower produces one of the largest flower structures in the world and smells of rotting flesh to attract pollinators. The African lungfish can survive buried in mud for years, entering a state of estivation during droughts. When rains return, they emerge as if from suspended animation, resuming their aquatic lives. The electric catfish can generate shocks of up to 450 volts, used for defense and hunting. Feeding on the underside of floating objects. The glasswing butterfly has transparent wings, a form of camouflage that makes it nearly invisible. The jewel beetle's iridescent shell has inspired architectural designs, its structure creating color without pigment. The orchid mantis resembles a flower so perfectly. Insects land on it, expecting nectar, and become prey. The assassin bug sometimes wears the corpses of its victims on its back, a macabre disguise and defense. The bombardier beetle defends itself by shooting boiling chemicals, a remarkable feat of biological chemistry. The bird-dropping spider disguises itself as, well, exactly what its name suggests, holding its front 2 up to resemble antennae. The decorator crab covers itself with sponges, algae, and debris, becoming nearly invisible on the seafloor. The mimic octopus can impersonate over 15 different species, including lionfish, flatfish, and sea snakes. The frogfish walks on its fins, moving across the seafloor rather than swimming. The hairy frogfish is covered in filamentous appendages, resembling algae-covered rock. The leafy sea dragon is a master of camouflage, its body adorned with leaf-like appendages. The blobfish, when at depth, looks quite ordinary, only becoming blobby when brought to the surface due to pressure changes. The African wild ass is the ancestor of the domestic donkey, now critically endangered in the wild. The hirola is Africa's rarest antelope. Fewer than 500 remain. The pygmy hippo is a fraction of the size of its common cousin, and far more elusive. The Ethiopian wolf is Africa's rarest canid, found only in the Ethiopian highlands. The mountain nyala is endemic to Ethiopia, a large, spiral-horned antelope of the misty highlands. The gerenuk, or giraffe gazelle, stands on its hind legs to browse, reaching foliage others cannot. The dik-dik is one of the smallest antelopes, standing only 40 centimeters tall. Dik-diks mate for life, pairs staying together until death. The klipspringer lives on rocky outcrops, its hooves designed to grip smooth stone. It can stand on a rock the size of a silver dollar, remarkable balance for survival. The Sunni is even smaller than the dik-dik, secretive and rarely seen. The blue dwicker is named for its grayish-blue coat, a tiny forest antelope. The giant eland is the world's largest antelope. Bulls can weigh nearly a ton. Despite their size, giant elands are remarkably graceful, capable of jumping over fences from a standstill. 480 facts now, and we are nearing the end of our journey together. But the end is not something to worry about. It is simply a place to rest. Finally, let us speak of conservation and hope, of the people working to protect Africa's wildlife, and the future that remains possible. Africa's wildlife faces unprecedented challenges, from habitat loss to climate change to poaching. Yet there is hope. Conservation efforts are making a difference across the continent. The southern white rhino was nearly extinct, reduced to fewer than 50 individuals a century ago. Through protection and breeding programs, their numbers have recovered to nearly 20,000. The northern white rhino, however, is functionally extinct. Only 2 females remain, both unable to breed naturally. Scientists are working on assisted reproduction technologies, hoping to bring the subspecies back from the brink. Mountain gorilla populations have grown, thanks to intensive protection and tourism that funds conservation. Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo have established protected areas where gorillas can thrive. Anti-poaching units risk their lives daily, protecting elephants and rhinos from armed criminal networks. Technology is helping. Drones, satellite tracking, and artificial intelligence all aid in monitoring and protection. Community-based conservation is proving effective. When local people benefit from wildlife, they become its protectors. Conservancies in Kenya and Namibia generate income for communities, creating incentives to preserve rather than exploit. The scimitar-horned oryx has been reintroduced to Chad, captive-bred animals returning to lands where they had been extinct. The Arabian oryx, saved from extinction, offers hope, proving species can be brought back with determination. Rewilding projects are restoring degraded landscapes, bringing back species that had disappeared for generations. The African Parks Network manages vast protected areas, applying professional management to some of the continent's wildest places. Marine protected areas are expanding along African coasts, safeguarding critical habitats for sea life. The Great Green Wall Initiative aims to plant trees across the Sahel, fighting desertification and creating wildlife corridors. Over 8,000 kilometers of restored land will eventually stretch from Senegal to Djibouti. Climate change threatens migration patterns and water sources, making conservation more urgent and complex. Drought-resistant crop programs help farmers coexist with wildlife, reducing conflict over dwindling resources. Human-wildlife conflict remains a challenge. Elephants raiding crops, predators taking livestock. Innovative solutions include beehive fences. Elephants avoid the bees, protecting both crops and pachyderms. Livestock guardian dogs protect flocks from predators, reducing the need for lethal retaliation. Compensation schemes reimburse farmers for losses, easing tensions between people and wildlife. Education programs teach young Africans about their natural heritage, inspiring the next generation of conservationists. Wildlife clubs in schools connect children with nature, fostering pride and stewardship. African scientists are increasingly leading conservation research, bringing local knowledge and perspectives. Women are playing greater roles in conservation, as rangers, researchers, and community leaders. The Black Mambas, an all-female anti-poaching unit in South Africa, have become world famous, proving women's effectiveness in protection. Ecotourism, when well managed, generates billions of dollars, making wildlife worth more alive than dead. Photographic safaris have largely replaced hunting safaris, a shift in values that benefits animals and economies. International cooperation is essential. Wildlife trafficking is a global crime requiring global solutions. Treaties like CITES regulate trade in endangered species, though enforcement remains challenging. Consumer choices matter. Reducing demand for ivory, bushmeat, and exotic pets saves lives. Habitat connectivity is crucial. Wildlife needs space to move, to migrate, to find mates. Corridors linking protected areas allow genetic exchange, preventing isolation and inbreeding. Transfrontier parks cross national boundaries. Like the Great Limpopo, connecting South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. These peace parks promote cooperation between nations. Wildlife diplomacy at its finest. Indigenous knowledge informs modern conservation. Traditional practices often align with ecological sustainability. Sacred forests protected by local taboos have preserved biodiversity for centuries, long before formal conservation existed. The future of Africa's wildlife depends on balancing human needs with ecological imperatives. A challenge, but not an impossible one. Every species saved is a victory. Every habitat protected is a promise kept to future generations. The children being born today may grow up to see elephants and lions thriving, if we make the right choices now. Hope is not naive. It is a choice we make again and again to believe that better is possible. And in Africa, every day people are making that choice, choosing hope, choosing life, choosing the wild. And now, 500 facts, 500 small windows into the wonder of African wildlife. I hope they have carried you gently towards sleep, or that sleep has already found you. If you're still awake, that's perfectly all right. Just continue to breathe, slowly, gently. Let your body grow heavier. Let your mind grow quieter. There is nothing you need to do. Nowhere you need to be. Nothing to worry about until tomorrow. The animals of Africa are resting now too. The lions in their prides. The elephants by the watering hole. The gorillas in their leafy nests. All across that vast continent, creatures are sleeping and dreaming their animal dreams. Join them now. Thank you for spending this time with me, here at the Sleepy Station. May your rest be deep, your dreams be peaceful,